Welcome to the School of the Lost Tribes. Your charity helps generate the lessons needed to seal the chosen before the destruction. Genesis 2:1-3. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. And on the seventh day God ended his work which he had made, and he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had made. And God blessed the seventh day, and sanctified it, because that in it he had rested from all his work which God created and made. These verses mark the divine origin of the Sabbath. Long before Moses, long before Sinai, and long before the scattering of Israel, the seventh day was set apart by the Creator himself. God didn't simply rest. He blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, meaning he made it holy. It was set apart from the other 6 days, not just by rest, but by a divine declaration of holiness. From the perspective of the exclusive doctrine of the Israelites, this foundational act was not a general blessing for mankind, but a preparation of a day that would later be given specifically to Israel as a sign of their covenant with the Creator. The Sabbath was embedded into creation, but it was revealed and codified in law exclusively to the children of Israel. Exodus 31:13-17. Genesis 2:1-3 establishes the seventh day as sacred time from the beginning. It was not instituted by man, nor did it originate with Moses. It was set in motion by God himself. When Israel received the law, they were being called back to this creation pattern, a divine inheritance, not a new invention. The Sabbath connects Israel not just to law, but to creation itself, and their obedience to it aligns them with the very order and rhythm God designed. Thus, Genesis 2:1-3 is the root of the Sabbath, a day that would later become a national sign of sanctification and identity for the house of Israel, separating them from all other nations. Exodus 16:1-2, 22-30. And he said unto them, This is that which the Lord hath said, Tomorrow is the rest of the holy Sabbath unto the Lord. Bake that which ye will bake today, and seethe that ye will seethe, and that which remaineth over lay up for you to be kept until the morning. This passage is a key moment in the early wilderness journey of the children of Israel. Before the law was formally given at Mount Sinai, the Sabbath was already in effect and being observed. The Most High provided manna, heavenly bread, for 6 days. But on the 6th day, he instructed the people to gather twice as much. Why? Because the 7th day was the holy Sabbath, and no manna would fall on it. This command shows that the Sabbath was already known and honored before the written law was codified, confirming its divine origin from Genesis 2:3 and its exclusivity to Israel. The people were instructed to prepare their food in advance, demonstrating that the Sabbath is not just about rest, but also about sanctification, setting apart all activity to honor the Most High. In the exclusive doctrine of the Israelites, this passage affirms that the Sabbath was part of Israel's identity even before they received the tablets of the law. It was already holy unto the Lord, and obedience to it was not optional. Those who went out looking for manna on the 7th day were rebuked, and God's words in verse 28 are striking. How long refuse ye to keep my commandments and my laws, even though the written law had not yet been given? This shows that the laws were already in effect for Israel, known to them through oral tradition and divine instruction. The Sabbath was a test of obedience for the children of Israel, not for the surrounding nations. It was given to prepare them for deeper covenantal life and to distinguish them as a holy people, even in the wilderness. Exodus 35:1-3. And Moses gathered all the congregation of the children of Israel together, and said unto them, These are the words which the Lord hath commanded, that ye should do them. 6 days shall work be done, but on the 7th day there shall be to you a holy day, a Sabbath of rest to the Lord. Whosoever doeth work therein shall be put to death. Ye shall kindle no fire throughout your habitations upon the Sabbath day. This passage delivers a severe and solemn instruction to the children of Israel. The 7th day, the Sabbath, is declared a holy day, a rest dedicated to the Lord. But more than just a suggestion, the Sabbath is enforced by the highest possible penalty, death for those who violate it. This reveals how seriously the Most High views Sabbath observance among His covenant people. Within the exclusive doctrine of the Israelites, this command further solidifies the Sabbath as a national law exclusive to Israel. It is not for Gentiles or universal religious observance, but for those who were brought out of Egypt and entered into covenant at Sinai. The punishment shows the Sabbath's significance not merely as a ritual, but as a core identity marker of Israel's holiness and obedience to God. The prohibition on kindling fire emphasizes rest not only from labor, but also from domestic work and preparation. This underscores that Sabbath observance affects all levels of Israelite life. Every home, every activity, every person within the nation was expected to conform to this divine rhythm, because the Sabbath is unto the Lord, not just a cultural custom. Exodus 35:1-3 makes it unmistakable. The Sabbath was non-negotiable for Israel. It wasn't an optional devotion or a symbolic gesture. It was covenant law, divinely commanded and guarded by serious consequences, marking Israel as a people set apart by their obedience to the Most High. Nehemiah 10:31. And if the people of the land bring ware or any victuals on the Sabbath day to sell, that we would not buy it of them on the Sabbath or on the holy day, and that we would leave the seventh year and the exaction of every debt. This verse records a covenant renewal by the returning Israelites who had come back from Babylonian captivity. It reflects their national commitment to obey the laws given to their fathers, including the Sabbath and sabbatical year laws. Here, they pledge not to engage in commerce on the Sabbath, even if non-Israelites, people of the land, attempt to sell goods on that day. From the exclusive doctrine of the Israelites, this verse reaffirms the Sabbath as a sacred day for Israel, not to be compromised by the habits or customs of Gentile nations. The Israelites make a conscious separation between themselves and the nations by refusing to buy or sell on the Sabbath. This refusal was not about general morality, but about maintaining the sanctity of a covenant that was theirs alone. Psalm 147, verses 19-20. The mention of the holy day and the sabbatical year further ties the Sabbath to broader covenantal observances. These laws were designed to structure Israelite society under God's direct rule. They were never extended to other nations, nor meant for universal application. The Israelites were expected to resist economic pressures and cultural integration that would lead them to violate their identity as Sabbath keepers. Nehemiah 10:31, therefore, is not only about market ethics, it is a declaration of national faithfulness. The Sabbath is again shown as a dividing line between the holy nation of Israel and the nations around them. Their obedience marked their return to covenant, and their refusal to break the Sabbath was a sign of their renewed commitment to walk in the law given to them and their fathers alone.